He smiles a bit sheepishly, looking at Beaufort with uninhibited interest. Nothing. We were just talking about the thing with your acquaintance and the gallery for Rin's work, sort of. Oh-ho! Any decisions? I look at Rin, who is trying to arrange the bald expression on her face into something else. Anyway, I don't think I have much else to say other than that you should go for it. Wait, he said that, it's not a thought. Anyway, I don't think I have much else to say other than you should go for it. This is... I think this might lead to, I'm not sure, because the walkthrough doesn't specify if it leads to a bad ending or a neutral ending for this choice or not. Let me just save here. What choice? Okay, the correct choice is this. But we gotta go with this. And honestly, there's 3 choices here, so what if we said, because it would be exciting? Let's go with this one first. I think you'd be super popular. I mean, your paintings are really amazing. And you paint with your feet, that's really cool too. I bet people will be amazed. It's not a big deal, I would paint with hands if I had any. Oh, sorry, didn't mean it like that. Rin turns away, looking at her painting wistfully. I want to take back what I said if it was what made her make that face. Seriously, I don't know what to expect. Will it go to an abrupt ending? Or a non-ending? Because if that's the wrong choice, it wouldn't technically continue, would it? I get it. Rin looks absent-mindedly at me, not saying anything. I can't even tell if my words had any effect on her. I just don't get it. Anyone else would be jumping up and down in excitement. What's the point of doing your best being at this art club if you don't do anything with your talent? I'm telling you, I'm gonna be angry with you if you give this up. My voice rises higher. I don't know what makes me say this. It's like I've been taken over by some force out of my control, but I really do feel angry. Images of a letter written on cute stationery flash in my mind. Images of the masked faces of my parents, my doctors. Images of the time I've wasted. They mix into my feelings about Rin like a torrent of molten iron. I want to continue, but Rin suddenly stands up. Fine. I'm going. She trots out of the room without anyone saying anything. I stare after her, still seething, though with the voice of rationality in the back of my head, wondering if I made her angry as well. The teacher lets out an embarrassed but extraordinarily loud laugh. You care a lot for her, don't you? The waiter looks at me over his circular pink glasses, smiling sympathetically. You made friends with her then, Nakai? Well, something like that, I guess. Depends on how you look at it, to be honest, I'm not really sure. It's more like me and Rin just tend to hang around each other regularly, talking or not about something more often resembles some twisted mockery of philosophy rather than normal everyday things that friends chat about. Well, that's all good then, isn't it? You're a new student and we should be promoting interrogation into the student body and such. I can't remember all the buzzwords they spew at the and Yomaku wherever foundations meetings, but that's how it is. Suzuka isn't the most social person around these parts either. Yeah, that's definitely true. So she's talked about my suggestion to you. Oh no, not really. I think it's been more me pressing her to decide something. Maybe I shouldn't have. No, I'm sure it's fine. I'm too soft on her, even when I shouldn't. I don't really know how to handle Suzuka. She's so independent and willful. I wonder if this is what every old geezer of an art teacher who got his hands on a young and fiery prodigy felt like. Namaya, man, your face and what you just said kinda creeped me out, man. He chuckles ironically to himself a little bit, turning to face Rin's latest work, which she left drying on the easel. She departs so abruptly that I wonder if she considers it finally finished. So let's see the painting then. He leans in closer, peering at the canvas. It draws you in, doesn't it? Wire stands back straight, his face a dreamy, nostalgic visage. I don't answer him, as he seems to be taking my agreement as a given. I sometimes stay here after hours just to look at Suzuka's paintings. She's really just prodigious. Stumble over words, and at such a young age. I get shivers just thinking of what she could become with a few more years of refinement. Just what makes an artist, remember. This is it. They make a piece of the world and reshape it in their own image. Metaphorically, of course. Looking at her makes you wonder what the world looks like through her eyes. It's a wonderful thing, to be young and full of passion. Most extraordinary time of your life. You would do well to remember that, Nakai. Yes, sir. It's so silly. People always ask artists, where did you get your ideas? As if ideas were something sold at the market for pocket change. You can't explain inspiration. For people like Tezuka, it's like breathing. It's an instinct. I've met maybe one or two with the same kind of raw potential, but no amount of potential will amount to anything if one doesn't work to realize it. It's practice, technique, skill, draw for an hour every day for a few years, and even the most hopeless case becomes a passable artist. Tezuka is not brilliant because she was born with a natural talent for this kind of thing. She's brilliant because she works harder than anyone, ever since she learned to hold a pen, most likely. And all of it with her feet, no less. Absolutely phenomenal. Silence finally lands in the club room as Namoya lets himself get drawn back into Rin's painting, gently murmuring acceptance towards the still wet canvas. What kind of things do you paint yourself? As if waking from a reverie. Always crap at pronouncing words I don't use often or at all. He looks at me, surprised at my talking to him. Oh, I don't. Not anymore. I became an art teacher only after my career in that field came to an end. Now I just pass on the knowledge to the next generation. The way Namoya answers is curious, both giving and withholding information. I feel like asking more, but he cuts in before I get the chance. No, you should run along, my boy. It's almost dinner time, isn't it? Yes, sir. Have a good evening. You too. I quickly collect my stuff and step out into the deserted hallway, leaving the teacher alone with his musings. The weekend will be here soon. It's amazing how fast time flies here. I promised Emmy I'd join her for the celebration of her triumph at the track meet last week. That should be plenty of fun. But where will this route lead? With that choice that I made, will it make a difference or not at all? I really don't know. Are you sure you want to go? Well, that has been wonderful for all of June, has finally taken a turn for the worse. Leaden clouds dripping over the town look worrisome, and the air feels heavy and still, just like before rain. The forecast says there's a 60% chance of rain this afternoon. Maybe this will mark the beginning of the rainy season. Of course I'm sure. I've been waiting for this all week. Emmy had planned a picnic at some nearby park. Snacks aplenty, bought from the convenience store, but with the weather this gloomy it seems risky. As some other people come too, but they didn't want to just because of the weather. We have to prove them wrong. Wrong how? You know, like how it always rains when you think it won't, and when you think it will, it doesn't. We'll go no matter what, so it's a win-win situation. I've been going without sweets for weeks because of practice for the track meet, but now I can splurge on anything I want. Nothing's gonna stop me now. What you're all about, healthy lifestyle and stuff. Oh, Hisao, you understand so little. There's not a single girl on the planet who doesn't love sweets. I think the voice I gave you has changed a bit, but then again, I don't know. What's this thing called? Umbrella Logic Cake. What a title. I don't like sweets. She doesn't count. Anyway, is this clear? Completely, we will go and eat our fill of sweets. Damn straight we will. I'm gonna have to work it off later, but it's so worth it. Emmy seems to be extremely determined about this. She is positively exhilarated, brimming with energy as always, but something seems special today. It looks like she can hardly stop herself from jumping up and down on the spot. Come on! I grasp the wooden handle of the umbrella I brought and start to follow the two girls, who seem to have no qualms about leaving me behind if I keep daydreaming. My umbrella is really fancy, the old-fashioned kind with a curved handle and a metal spike at the end. It used to belong to my grandfather. Looks like an antique, but it's really in really good shape. Almost as good as new. Well, as good as new, yes. It's really big, too. I remember how my grandfather and I all fit neatly under it when a rainstorm caught us on an afternoon walk years ago, when I was around 9 or 10. You know what? I've got an image in my mind of that scene. Like a young Hisao and his grandparents. Can you imagine that for a CG? But it ain't gonna happen. My grandparents are both gone now, but I still have the umbrella to keep me dry when it rains. We walk along the road leading down from the school towards the convenience store. The clouds casting their dark shadow down on us. The weather seems to be taking a turn for the worse, and I'm pretty sure I just felt a raindrop on my head. You know another thing? In these visual novels, like, the protagonist usually, with whatever girl he ends up with, usually gets some insight into their family a bit, doesn't it? But it's not the other way around though, is it? They don't get much insight on the protagonist's family. What's up with that? Expand! We walk along the road leading down from the school towards the convenience store. Maybe it's like a kind of just like, I don't know, a point of view thing. It's just like, you are the protagonist here. If we gave it a backstory, perhaps you wouldn't be able to relate to the character as much because they have a backstory or something. I don't know. I mean, he's got a backstory. It's just we don't really see much of his family. I mean, we saw them in the intro and that was it. And by see, we didn't actually see them on screen, but his father did have some lines, I think. But anyway, the clouds casting their dark shadow down on us. The weather seems to be taking a turn for the worse, and I'm pretty sure I just felt a raindrop on my head. Didn't you guys think of taking umbrellas? It really looks like it'll rain. Rin looks at her lovely hanging sleeves and shrugs her shoulders. I don't have one, besides a little rain will kill us. She pushes her chest out, looking very confident about that. We weren't made of sugar. We aren't, I mean. I thought that's exactly what girls were made of, especially considering what you're planning to gorge yourself on today. She just sticks out her tongue in reply. The walk down from the school to the local shopping district is not a long one, but it's not very short either. It's all downhill, so our steps roll easily, but time stretches out nevertheless. The distance is right there in that grey area where you don't expect the trip to be quickly over with, but you aren't preparing for a long walk hour. Plus the trip is slightly too long to stay comfortably quiet the whole time, though the girls don't seem to mind. Rin walks calmly ahead, seemingly lost in thought. I'm kind of wary about starting the conversation, since the last time didn't end very well for either of us. Hadn't exchanged a single word with her since then. Amy, on the other hand, is way too happy about just walking. She seems to literally jump a little on every step, or skip over cracks, or balance on the edge of the sidewalk. Every now and then she comments on something to which Rin replies in an automatic-sounding and nonsensical way that makes Amy giggle. We reach the bottom of the hill, the first raindrops begin to fall. I feel one hit the top of my head and two more hit my nose in quick succession. It's not one or two rain clouds anymore, the entire sky has turned shadowy grey, billowing rain clouds swirling right on top of us. Oh shoot, I guess we aren't going to have a picnic then. What now? Maybe we could have a rain picnic, a picnic in rain. Oh, we just catch a cold, and I don't like getting me or my snacks wet. I kind of like it, not in the snacks part though. Amy considers our problematic situation for a moment while I open my umbrella and lift it up, trying to hold it so that all three of us get covered. Hey, so have you ever been to the Shanghai yet? The cafe somewhere around here, right? I've heard of it. It's a nice place. Let's go there and wait out the rain. If it's just a really quick shower, we can still go for the picnic, and if it gets worse, we'll just order cake there instead. Neither Rin nor I have better ideas, so with Emmy taking the lead, we start walking briskly along the side street. Cafe is only a few blocks away, but even with the umbrella we can afford getting slightly damp. The rain keeps coming down harder and harder. Raindrops leave tiny dots on the black asphalt road, which then combine into bigger patches like English artwork or whatever being made in front of our eyes in mere seconds. It's pouring heavily, drumming on the hoods of the cars parked on the sides of the street and already flowing in little creeks along the sidewalks. The yellow light shining through the rain, water streaming down the windows looks very warm and inviting. I shake the excess water, well, rain, same thing really, off the umbrella and head inside with them, following Emmy to a vacant table in the first corner of the small cafe. The place is almost full. Apparently other people had the same idea as Emmy, and now we are all stranded together here in this cozy little place. Varnished wooden pillars and paper screens mixed with partition style tables and chairs in discordant harmony, a contrast of old and new. Light the jazz, so it is jazz, plays quietly in the background, though it's mostly drowned out by the murmur of the customers. There's only one way to serve in the full house, fretfully gliding from one table to another and trying to keep up with everything. To my surprise, I think I recognize her. I watch her deliver a tray of teacups and pastries to another table taken by Yamaku students, then take an order from a middle-aged couple sitting across from us before finally turning to service. Yuko! Now that she's close and facing me, I see that it really is her. A part-time librarian of Yamaku in full waitress attire. It's a pretty cute outfit, and she has tied her hair up in buns to match. There's a completely different image from her mousy plain style after our job. Yuko blinks a few times, looking confused, then remembers that she was about to say something.
Welcome to the Shanghai.
So you work here too? I thought you were a university student or something.
Yes, that too. It's a part-time job, as you can see. It's suddenly Sunday, so there aren't any lectures. Good thing too, since today has been so busy, I'm wishing for another pair of hands. Anyway, I'm in a bit of a rush, as you can see. What can I get today?
Oh, I didn't know she was a university student. This is news to me. Maybe this is a different scenario to Rin's route going straight the way through. I don't even know. Maybe this is just an extra scene. Amy doesn't hesitate even for a second. Her eyes glitter like those of a kid in a candy store.
Tea for everyone and cake for me.
Yuko tries to stay as formal and professional looking as possible, smiling cheerfully at my fabulous companion.
Yes, today we have a choice of strawberry shortcake, raspberry layer cake, or a lemon, pie. Strawberry, no, lemon. No, actually, I'll take both. Because I can't pronounce the third one, although it's probably a word that I've heard pronounced before, but probably not really stumble upon it in spelling, so I kind of don't know how to pronounce it. Whatever, she looks at me and challenge.
I'll take just the pie.
Nothing.
Amy makes a face at Rin as though she had bitten into a lemon. Wasn't one of them a lemon cake or something? She's clearly unhappy with her for not joining in.
Oh, come on, Rin, that's not polite at all.
Nothing, thank you.
Oh no, you silly, I meant that you should order something too.
I'll take a straw then, my feet are all wet. Okay, now I'm remembering this scene. So this scene did happen in Rin's route. Well, it is Rin's route. But if that choice was supposed to lead to something different, but the walkthrough's kind of vague about it, so for all I know, it's probably just like, doesn't really change much at all. Maybe it's just like that slight difference in dialogue.
Sorry?
A drinking kind of straw. One, please. Yuko's obviously uncertain of what to think about this. She fiddles with her pen and stationery for a moment, looking like she's about to cry. Before deciding that we're finished ordering.
Thank you very much.
She bows down a little bit too deeply and scampers to safety behind the counter. After that ordeal is over with, I have a chance to relax a bit and take a better look at the surroundings. Almost every table is occupied by people happy to be out of the rain, thankfully sipping their teas while waiting to dry off. Fragments of grumbling about the lousy weather. That's a pretty common, well, I suppose it's probably a common kind of conversation topic most of the world. Maybe, I don't know. But here in the UK, it's definitely one of those kind of topics. It's like, if the weather's been good, oh, the weather's been surprisingly good lately. Or it's like, oh, this bloody rain. It rains every day in this damn country. It's just like, it's always windy and rainy. Why can't we have sun? And then when the sun comes, it's like, oh, it's too freaking warm. What happened to the rain? That's kind of how it usually goes. Did I read that? Fragments of grumbling about reasons. Homework carry from nearby tables to my ears. Each one overlaps the other, but all are covered by the sound of falling rain.
After a while, Yuka returns to our table carrying a tray with a huge teapot, 3 cups, a slice of cake, and 2 slices of pie. She slaps the tray onto our tiny table with a clatter, almost sending the teapot toppling over into Rin's lap. We barely recover before she bows again and leaves, hurrying off to serve the other customers. Emmy has been eyeing her strawberry cake very hungrily all this time, but somehow she managed to contain herself until Yuka was out of sight. She digs in with gusto, while I content myself with pouring tea for everyone and placing the straw in Rin's cup. Rin looks at the way the tea swirls around and around in her white china cup, her eyes half closed, almost like she is being hypnotized. I pick up my fork and eye the food in front of me. The pie I got looks perfectly done. A thick layer of, top creamy lemon custard. After having the first bite, I pause, savoring the combination of tangy citrus and smooth, sugary. It's annoying, because in my mind it's like, I freaking know how to pronounce this word, but I can't think what it was. It's not part of my usual vocabulary, is it? It's quite good, though a bit too sweet for me. It's very good. She's talking for a mouthful of cake, already halfway through her slice, even though it's not exactly small. I want to taste some of that. Before I get to respond, she strikes out my delicious pie, takes a piece from her fork and escapes with it. This is pretty good too. What are you doing? You have a slice of your own. Yeah, but if I started on that before finishing the cake, it'd be rude, don't you think? Her insolence is outrageous, but a gentleman in me allows for no retaliation. I glare angrily at her, and she replies by sticking out her tongue impishly. Emmy is even more hyped than usual today, but I don't mind. It's good for her to let off some steam. I take another sip of the tea in my cup. It's good and hot, even though I don't usually care much for tea, and the atmosphere in the cafe is very relaxing. I don't mind spending the rest of the afternoon here, not even after Emmy orders her second piece of strawberry cake and Rin spends most of the time staring fixedly at the rain streaming down from the heavens. Even Yuka rolls her eyes at the third piece of cake disappearing into Emmy's bottomless stomach just as quickly as the previous two. Despite the passing of time, it's still raining outside when we enter the Shanghai, though it seems to be letting up a little. Too bad it had to rain on your parade. When are we supposed to have a picnic? Emmy doesn't look too distraught over this turn of events. Nah, it's fine. We had a good time, didn't we? I feel really pumped up. It isn't even raining that hard anymore. I kinda want to hike back to school to get rid of the energy and work off some of that cake. She stretches her arms out and arches her back when she can. After rolling her shoulders around twice, she smiles brightly. Man, I can't really run with these legs though, especially uphill. I wish I'd brought my other ones. This notion sounds odd, spoken so casually, but I guess for me, changing legs is sort of like someone else changing shoes. Maybe if I walk really fast, that'll be kind of like running. I think I'll do that. I won't be able to keep up with that going uphill, though. I really am in bad shape. Plus, you'll get wet without an umbrella. It's hardly even a drizzle now. If it drops on her, I think I'm gonna go to the track after I change my legs, too. Like bloody hell, she never stops! Emmy skips away from the protection of my umbrella and goes on ahead at a brisk pace. Suddenly she seems to remember something as she stops and spins around. See you tomorrow! Come eat lunch with us on the roof. I'll bring enough for free. Rin and I are left to watch her wave at us and skip off again. Soon she disappears around a straight corner. I'll never understand why Emmy is perpetually in such a hurry to get somewhere. So, would you like me to walk you back to school so that at least one of you won't get wet? We're happy with it. It seems none of us wants to keep alive the strange atmosphere from the argument a few days ago in the art room. This seems to be the only real difference going on here. But will it actually lead to anything? Which makes me feel relieved. I don't want to bear grudges, and I'm happy that Rin feels the same way. Thus, it is decided that we are content with each other's company for now, and we start walking in the same direction as Emmy, albeit at a considerably calmer pace. I get a bit close to Rin, even though the umbrella is already big enough to shelter us both. I can feel her nearby warmth, providing the contrast to the chill of this rainy weather. Raindrops hitting the umbrella make a distinctive sound, playing the staccato melody of Rainfall for nobody in particular. I realize I haven't been outside in the rain in what feels like forever. I inhale and taking in the scent of rain, feeling the weather with all my senses. The world melts into a blur inside the rain. The colors of the sky have deepened from grey to dark blue, with hues of red added to the mix from the sunlight reflections of the clouds. The low-hanging sky looks pretty, as if I could reach out my hand and touch it. Have I told you how much I like rain? It's like painting, it makes me feel connected. Almost echoing my thoughts, Rin lets out one of her own. It slips out of her mouth, circling around us gently. Everything looks so soft, like the outlines of things just disappear. I like that. It's like the rain is hugging me. Her voice sounds different from usual, more gentle now and soft. I wonder if it's only because of the rain, or because of the mood the rain brought upon the quiet artist girl. I feel the mood in myself too, enhanced by her words. Yeah, I like rainy weather too, it's nice every once in a while. But here in the UK, it's more than every once in a while. I wonder what it is about the rain. I suppose it's just kind of has a soothing sound to it. It's like, well, I don't even need to do the sound effects, because the sound effect's right there. I mean, the only downside to the sound of rain is, if you really, really need to pee, it's not exactly relaxing. Well, it's just like, no, you're not helping, rain. Everything. A silence follows the statement as it allows for no continuation. I decide to push the direction of the conversation a little. But you know, if you like the feeling of being connected, what's the problem with showing your paintings to others? Don't you want to be connected to other people? It's not the same thing. You're comparing apples and squids. I brought up the subject Rin wants to avoid, and it shuts her out again. The question stays hanging between us for the rest of the trip back to school. I can't help wondering what on earth I could have said to truly reach Rin. Does she feel that she's lacking an identity? She has a strong personality, but if pressed to elaborate, I'm not sure I could describe it accurately. She feels like a person who is in constant conflict with herself. I never know what to expect when I talk to her. I wonder how she herself experiences that disconnect. If Rin is asking herself every day, who am I, and obsessively paints images to define herself day after day, what does she think of that way of living? The irony is, that's the exact same question I've been asking myself for the past 4 or 5 months. For me, it was miserable. I can only assume that it's the natural state of being for this girl. When we stop in front of the dormitories, Rin turns to face me as if sensing my thoughts from afar. Her gaze travels emptily past my left shoulder into a shapeless rainbow. Her dark eyes seem to suck the low ambient light into themselves like a reverse mirror. That empty gaze lets nothing out. If I want to understand what's going on behind those eyes, I have to work it out myself. Rin opens her mouth and closes it without saying anything. The silence lasts for a few more moments before she takes a step towards the dorm building door. See you tomorrow. I'm really thinking that maybe should reload now. Because this doesn't seem to make a difference and I want to go with the correct one. I think it's probably just the extra dialogue, but then if that's the case, the walkthrough would have mentioned trying all the other choices that, I don't know, I'm gonna check that again. You know, actually, let's just try something here. Go back to the main menu. I want to check something here. Library, let's see here. It said that the scene is called Badan or something like that. So it must still go on quite a while. Jeez. Well, shit. Reload.